Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to Cats and Novel Adventures. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. It's time for us to have a little fun to get us over that hump and get us to the weekend. So it's all about reading. It's all about being productive. Or if you just want to hang out and do whatever. That's also awesome as well because it is the summertime. I know for me today, I am very, very behind in my reading because of a crazy week I had last week and some unexpected stuff that came up. And I have a book club meeting for my middle grade March book club. So I am going to attempt to get through as much of Three Strikes Summer by Skylar Shrimp. And so far, I am only on page 20, but I'm liking it so far. It takes place in the 1930s during the Depression. And this little family, the main character is Gloria. She's a young child, and her family, because of no rain and crops failing, her family loses their farm, and they live in Oklahoma, and they're pretty much forced off their farm and have to move to California, where they will become migrant workers on a peach, I guess, farm, or maybe in a peach orchard would be more accurate. Anyway, she has a secret love of baseball. So that plays a part in this book as well. But anyhow, we'll see how far I get. I'm still going to attend a meeting, even if I don't finish. But liking it so far. So let's see who is joining me for this fabulous Wednesday. Guess what? This is the last Wednesday in July. It's so hard to believe. Our summer months are just flying by. It's kind of sad. I have Miss Liz here. Happy Wednesday, Liz. Welcome. Hello, Amy. So good to see you. Hey, Jennifer. Happy Wednesday to you as well. So glad you're here. Kristen is telling everyone hello. Welcome. Faye, so good to see you. Hello, welcome. I'm glad that you are here joining us all. Hey, Swamp Gas. He's telling everyone hello. You have to get through that tonight. Yes, I have to. My book club meeting is literally at 8 o'clock my time. So I don't know. I might be able to make it. Just a lot. I'm in the middle of, let's see, 1, 2, this will be 3, 4 if you count Fairy Tale. I'm in the middle of 4 books right now, and I'm trying to keep up with even Christmas Evil. I have one more book to read, and I will, well, this actually is also counting for my summer read for Christmas Evil. So if I can finish that, that'll take place. And then I have one more book, and that's the book around the holiday. So we'll see. Swamp Gas says, hi, Amy, found a book that may get you out of a slump. Goat Without Horns. That sounds interesting. She said, ooh, look it up on Goodreads. And she thanks you. I'm glad you believe in me. I need it. I need some pumping up when it comes to my reading. Like I said, you always can have a plan, and then something unexpected happens and it gets kind of crazy. I'm in the middle of a lot too. Yeah, and I still have 1, 2, 3, 4 books still on my TBR, and I don't know if I'm going to get to any of those, and it makes me a little sad. But I will say I can carry them over to August, because I feel like in August I'm going to stick to my book clubs, and I'm going to try to, I have some stuff for Garb August, which I'm going to have a huge book haul come out this week. It probably is going to be Saturday, but possibly Friday, but it's huge. It is all of my books that I have purchased, well, a majority of the books, because I did purchase some books for Kelsey and have already given those to her. But it is all of the books that I have collected from the Friends of the Library store that I go to since January. So I need to do that. I've already filmed it. I just have to edit it, and I'm getting it out there so I can get these books on my shelves. I have a Scholastic book haul to do, and I have lots of book mail. So that's what I have to do. Hey, it must be Jacqueline. Hello, Jacqueline. I'm excited that you are here joining as well. Thank you for coming. I know I'm a little bit different time. My range is 3:30 to 5:30 because I did a poll and it seems like people are okay whatever time. But I had to go back to the dentist today and get a crown. Well, a temporary crown until my crown is made, because I had a tooth that had a little part crack off of it, and we tried to do a filling, and the filling did not work the way it needed to. So when I went last week to get my teeth cleaned, he looked at it and he said, "You need a crown." So bon, bon, bon. I'm not excited about that. But Andrew took me this morning and I didn't know how I was going to feel, because in addition to cockroaches and heights, which I'm afraid of both, deathly afraid, I'm also afraid of pain when I go to the dentist. So I have to take medicine when I go, so I'm not so anxious. So Andrew had to drive me, and all was well. So I have a nice silver temporary crown in my mouth right now. Who's the author? Swamp Gas. There's a lot of books with that title, surprisingly. And she's laughing out loud. Swamp Gas, she needs some info. Looking forward to your book haul. Yes, I have lots and lots of books, all different genres. I've got a ton of picture books. I will tell you, I have 21 picture books that I picked up. I have some young adult, some middle grade, a couple of horror, zombie books. What else? General fiction. I think that's, oh, mystery. I even have some mystery. So I have a whole array of books. And I even have some fairy tale stuff. So I think it's going to be fun. I hope everybody will enjoy looking at all those books, because it's a lot. Now, it's a lot, but I didn't spend a lot. So that's very important to know, because the books there are cheap, and cheap is good when you're trying to collect books. And I'm excited. In fact, I'm super excited because I picked up a book, because I actually went Friday of last week. I picked up a book that I needed for the FOMO book club for their last selection of this year. So very, very excited about that. What kind of trash do you plan on reading in August? Vintage horror? Well, I actually have 2 copies of vintage horror. One of them is a Ruby Jean Jensen. I'm just not sure if I'll be able to read them because they're rather long. But I did pick up some, which I think they're trashy. One of them's like maybe a pulp fiction mystery. A couple of them seem like they're naughty. And then I also did pick up like a ecstasy romance. I'm just not sure if I'm going to be able to do it. One of them is something like In French Air, and instead of In Fresh Air, and it's like got ooh la la in the description. So I don't know. I mean, they're old and they're small, but I don't know how steamy they're going to be. You know, they're very old and back in the day. In fact, one of them was 35 cents. And then I paid 25 cents for it. So I guess I got a bargain. I got it for 10 cents cheaper. But we'll see. Also, I did pick up a John Saul. And I picked up Bridget Jones's Diary, which I think could count for Garbagus. I don't know. It's not a very long book. So maybe if I can squeeze in a Ruby Jean Jensen, I don't know, because I have so many other books that I need to read. I don't know if I can handle the length of those 2. But I can't think of what the other name is. I picked up one. I thought Kelsey needed it, and she actually had two covers. I can't wait to live vicariously through your haul. Well, maybe you'll like some of them, and maybe not so much. Maybe you've read some of them, but I really am probably the most excited about my picture books because a lot of them I can use for Folklore February. And you know how much I love a picture book. Hey, Annie. Oh, Annie's listening to The Murder of Mr. Wickham by Claudia Gray. That sounds good. Swamp Gas says Thomas Burnett Swan is the author. There was a funny review on Bookpiled. And then Annie says, also, I will be reading vintage horror. There is a lot on Hoopla, especially by Marilyn Ross. Yeah. So what is everybody else reading today? I know Annie's reading The Murder of Mr. Wickham. I'm reading Three Strike Summer. Are you reading or are you working? I know a lot of times Jennifer is working on her thesis for her graduate program. What do y'all have planned for this afternoon? Like I said, I'm going to be trying to read that book as fast as I can. Oh, actually, I said I was in 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm actually in 5 different books because I also started The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. And I was going to suggest that for my reading retreat. I attended this 24-hour reading retreat and I was going to suggest that. But as I was getting into it, I didn't think that was the best recommendation. So I ended up recommending Stardust by Neil Gaiman. Stardust to me has a lot of different vibes. It's a fairy tale for adults. It has some romance. It's a fantasy. It has magical creatures. It just has all kinds of good feels that I like. Faye says I'm reading Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. I like that title. Annie loved Three Strike Summer. Are you attending Middle Grade March's book club tonight, Annie? I am listening to Loot by Jennifer Thorne and physically reading The Nothing Man by Catherine Ryan Howard. I'm done with my thesis work for today. Awesome. So now you can relax. I'm excited about that. Hello, Melissa. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Kat. First time participating in your sprints as I am a new subscriber from the Reading Retreat. Yes, I remember you from the Reading Retreat. We had so much fun. I loved it. It was my first ever. Unfortunately, still working, but want to be reading. Yeah, I get that. It's very hard when you have to work and all you want to do is read. I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you so much for being here. I had so much fun at this 24-hour reading retreat. And I will be honest with you, I did not stay up the full 24 hours. I did have to go to bed, but the parts that I did were up for, during that time, it was so wonderful. It was put on by the BookTube besties, and I met a lot of fantastic readers. Some of them are on BookTube. Some of them are just followers. And it was so amazing. 24-hour reading retreat sounds like nirvana. Yes, it really was, because even though we had a schedule, you had flexibility. Like, you weren't required to be there the entire time. But what I loved about it was they had a way that, because there was 50 people who signed up, you had like a big group and you had some discussion with that. And then you would go off in these little breakout rooms with the hosts. And so you got to know some of the other participants a little bit more intimately. And then we had like a book panel, and you got to hear about book clubs. They also had giveaways. They had a fun would you rather. You know how much I love my would you rather questions. But they had them for would you rather to each of the BookTube besties, but then also they would throw them out to the participants as well. So it was really a lot of fun. You got to read, they had sprints, you got to hang out. So it was a wonderful experience for me. I really enjoyed it. And I was glad I was able to participate. Working on set painting. Very good, Swamp Gas. I'm rereading episode 13. I have around 2.5 hours left. Episode 13 is on my list to eventually read because I've heard so many great things. I'm going to try and attend. Yeah, I always love attending the book club meetings because I get a lot of insight into what others think. And sometimes you also, get a different perspective that you didn't think about or you didn't realize. Not reading today, trying to unhaul books and get them listed so I can buy more books. Okay, do you list them on Pango? That would be good to know. Jacqueline says, I'm working on adding all of the reading retreat recommendations to my Goodreads. That's an excellent idea. I do need to respond to Lindsay's email because I need to give some feedback and also print those lists because there were a lot of awesome recommendations and I can't wait to do that. I finished Three Strike Summer in one day. I could hardly put it down. I think you'll enjoy it. I got the audio unscribed and author reads with a sweet Southern accent. Yeah, I mean, I know that I'm not very far into it. I'm only on page 20, but already I'm in love with the spunky Gloria. She's just a little spitfire. She kind of almost reminds me of Scout from To Kill a Mockingbird. And, but I mean, it's very heartbreaking up to this point, but I really do. I'm loving it so far. Not what's happening to the family, but just the writing and the tone and the feel of it. So I think I agree with you. I think I'm going to enjoy it and hopefully I can get through most of it. But even if I don't finish, I will definitely still attend the meeting. Yo ho ho, it's Joanne in the chat and she's telling everyone hello. How are you? I haven't seen you in many days because I have not been attending any sprints during the day just because of all the hecticness that I have been up to. But I am going to share with you the workshop I did last week at the Columbia Theater. Oh my goodness. If this comes to stage, I will be so excited. So I will share that with you after we do our first sprint. I started a Pango a couple of days ago and so far I like it. It's super easy. That might be something I check into. Right now, I don't have a lot of books to unhaul and the ones that I have, I've pretty much sent them to people that I think would like them and would get a benefit from them. So I haven't sold anything. I know I have been doing pretty well trying to get revisions done for projects Sugar and Spice, Bakery Rivals to Lovers. Whoo. Yes. Did you happen to get your edits out like you were supposed to? Hello, Lindsay. I'm a little late, but happy to be here. You are never late. Never late. You are on time. We were just pretty much kind of catching up. I wasn't here last week because I had the trifecta of appointments. I had a haircut and a dentist appointment with my two sons, as well as workshopping Amityville 74. So I'm excited to be back because I missed y'all so much. Finished reading my beta readers feedback for chapter 9. So I'm busy trying to rewrite the flashback. Awesome. And unfortunately, no, I had to catch up on work. Okay, well, it might just be a little momentary, pause. Let's think of it as a pause, but you're going to get that ball moving again. I know you are. I know you're going to do it. And we have Joanne saying, hey, Lindsay, how are you? So we're going to go ahead and get into the sprint because I am going to have to, we're going to have a decent amount of time and some decent sprinting time, but I will have to sneak out so that I can attend my book club meeting. Well, of course, Joanne, I want to support you because I want you to get your wonderful book out into the world. And Annie thinks your book sounds good. So we got the support going on here. That's all that matters. Hey, Kay Simmons, good evening. Everyone is well. Everyone's ready to start reading. And we're going to go ahead and get started. And I even have Pomodoro Kitty already up. We're going to go ahead and start with 30 minutes, if that's okay with everyone. Get everybody to get some beverages, get themselves acclimated and settled for what they want to do tonight. So let's see if we can start that. Okay, so wait, let me see one more message. Would it be okay if I get a wrench out to promote my Ko-Fi only if you're comfortable with it? Well, it would be great if I knew how to create a wrench. That's my only problem. If someone could teach me how to make a wrench, I'd love to be able to make a wrench, but I don't know how to do that. I need some guidance on that. I even tried looking it up and I didn't understand it. I think it's something I have to do in YouTube. I'm not 100% sure, but I can ask some of my peeps. Maybe Amy can help me with that. She might know how to do a wrench. But yes, if I can figure it out, I can do that. And Joanne's saying I'm doing pretty well. Thanks for asking. What about you? Okay, so we're going on our first sprints. Happy reading, everybody. Okay, we are back. I did not read because I was looking for wrenches. How to decide on how to do a wrench. I'm learning something every day. So, how did everybody do? Did other people get to read? Unhaul books, vacuum, just a couple of things that people are doing today. So Joanne was asking Kay Simmons if what she was reading, and she's reading Mockingjay, trying to get a few more in for the readathon. And then Mary joined us. She's made it. She's reading Sense and Sensibility for Jane Austen July and or vacuuming and laundry. So you're doing both productivity as well as reading. Joanne's asking how you're doing, Mary. Mary said, it's hot but good. It's so hot, I typed K instead of cat. And I am so glad that Mary made it. She is too. Okay, and I said the heat is unbearable, but I think Mary's is worse than mine right now. Also, I asked her to let me know if I can send some books for her little free library, because Mary has a little free library at her home, and they had a deluge of rain, and it got into her little library, her little free library, and ruined many of her books. I was asking Amy for some help with the wrench. My friend Linda has made it in and it's telling everybody hello. I'm happy she's here. Mindy, hey Mindy. She's saying hello. I am reading a bit of Invisible Monsters. Have to leave after a little bit, but hopefully we'll get to chat a bit too. I hope so. And we've got some celebration. Woo-hoo-hoo. Amy didn't know what I meant. And Mary says, my library always accepts books with the exception of vampire erotica. I have kids in the neighborhood and it's only 109 today. Okay, 109 is not terrible, but it's still very hot. Hotter than here. And Linda's saying sprints reading hype. Woot woot. And Amy says her name has a wrench now. Does that have something to do with being a mod? I've not heard that term before. Sorry. Yeah, I went to that section and tried to do it. And I'm letting her know. And I can't figure out why I can't see anybody's wrench. But Amy sees it now. Maybe it doesn't show on StreamYard chat. Maybe so. I don't know. This is all new. I know I couldn't do it during in the StreamYard. It does on YouTube, though. Perfect. So I did it right. And Mary wants a wrench, too, and maybe the lead pipe. I thought that was hilarious, but Amy said YouTube did not like that sentence. I mean, it was a Clue reference. Katrina's here. She's saying, hey, everyone, I just finished that Satan smut book for Xmas Evil. Remind me to not eat sugar cookies again. Ugh, I don't even want to know because I happen to like sugar cookies, even though I really can't eat them. I was making a Clue reference, YouTube. Amy's saying hello to Katrina, and she said, oh my God, you read it? But she said tread, but she really meant red. And she said, yes, it was hilarious. Okay, let's see where I'm at. And Katrina said it was hilarious. And then I went back to myself. I think I'm going to read that Jack one also. It's only 54 pages. I was asking Mary as well as Joanne if they had wrenches. And Mary said, I don't think I do. Do I? Can I have a lead pipe or a candlestick? That's more my style. It's just to be a moderator in the chat. Basically, if you're a moderator in the chat, you have responsibilities. Like you can help if we end up getting a troll or a bot or something like that, which I haven't had that experience yet. But also, if you want to drop a link, that's what Joanne wanted, to drop a link. And Mary has one. Woohoo! Booking through life with the wrench in the chat room. That's right. Yeah, I mean, if I could do a lead pipe or something else, I would. Jennifer is almost finished with loot, only 12 minutes left. That is awesome. Proud of you. Lindsay said, I didn't read either. Finished working and now on to making dinner. Ooh, what are you making for dinner? I always love to know what people are making for dinner. Listen to a bit and ate dinner. What did you eat for dinner? And you got finished. Oh, well, Liz got distracted by brownies. Lucky duck. Mary says, I ate 2 handfuls of granola, fluffed some pillows, and committed a crime with a wrench. I don't know if I should ask what was the crime. Then he said, I got here in time to read 6 pages of Invisible Monsters in between watching the chat. Perfect. They said I read 15 pages of Braiding Sweet Grass. That's good. I made a sandwich and read 20 minutes. Good for you, Annie. That's awesome. YouTube has been great lately at keeping the bots away. I haven't seen any in a while on anyone's channel. I have not seen any, but I'm so small as a channel that the bots probably don't want to waste their time with me. So that's fine. They can stay away. Lindsay says, nothing exciting for dinner. Sloppy Joes and whatever sides I pull out of the fridge. Hey, I think that sounds good, considering I can't eat Sloppy Joes. Okay, I gotta go. Goodbye. Bye, Mindy. Thank you for stopping by. It's always a pleasure. And JK, also known as Joanne, says thank you. I'm assuming you got the wrench. Ooh, Kay Simmons is having grilled chicken, grilled zucchini, and pasta with pesto. Yum, yum. Just added a new scene for chapter 9 where Xavier's best friend calls him out on his crush on my FMC. Xavier is not amused. Yeah, for those of you in the chat that don't know, Joanne is an author and she is writing a book right now currently. She and I follow each other on AuthorTube and have a great time. The bots have all gone to X Twitter. Ooh, well, that's good. Kay Simmons loves Sloppy Joes. I have not had a Sloppy Joe in ages. Ages. I have a wrench. Thank you. Yay. Woohoo. I figured it out. But you know what you had to do? You had to go to YouTube, and then I had to look around after I looked on all the little dots and stuff here in StreamYard. So I'm proud of myself that I actually figured something out, because I am not the most tech savvy. Once I learn how to do something, I'm generally pretty good with it. But trying to figure out is the challenge for me, I guess, is the best way to say it. I will admit to y'all that I'm cheating today. I'm cheating bad. I am drinking coffee, which I'm not supposed to have coffee anymore, but I'm drinking coffee because I was a little tired. And after the dentist, I wanted to show my son this fantastic candy shop that is in Metairie, not very far from where my dentist is. And it's called Laura's Candies. And we went in and I let him choose a box of truffles, and then he got peanut butter cups. It was peanut butter dipped Oreos. Well, I got truffles too. I'm not going to eat many of them, but I thought my husband might like them. I might take a little sliver. But guess what I found? Do y'all know what that is? Snow caps. It's like they don't sell snow caps anymore in the store, and I have not seen them at the movie theater. And I love snow caps. So when I saw them, I got them. And I admit I did eat probably like 10 of them. Andrew helped me eat some too, because we opened them in the car on the way home. But I did eat 10. So I ate chocolate, sugar, and I'm drinking coffee. I feel like a bad person. But everything else I did today was good. Everything else I did was good. I ate what I was supposed to. So, but I wanted to admit it. I needed to confess. Joanne says, do not get me started on Twitter. We make them sometimes and make them vegetarian for my son. Oh, yes. I'm on a plant-based diet now, so I have to have stuff like that. Guys, you're not going to believe this too. I have to share. I actually ate tofu. I was so afraid of tofu because it looks so disgusting to me. And my husband tried he tried it, part of it. He made some in the air fryer and I actually liked it. So I was able to eat it in my salad the other day. Jasmine says, can't stay for very long, but just wanted to pop in and say hey to everyone. We are so glad you did, Jasmine. I hope you're doing well. I missed y'all last week. Yay, Kat, you got mad skills. Well, I'm trying. Courtney, woohoo! Courtney's in the house. Courtney, how are you feeling? Are you feeling better? I hated hearing that you weren't feeling good. Having Trappy's okra gumbo. That sounds good. Trappy's is a great brand. I don't know if it's only Louisiana based, but it's great. Joanne says, if anyone's interested in donating, I'm raising money for commission character art for Project Sugar and Spice, trying to get to 100% by the end of July, August. So if anyone is inclined to help an author out. Katrina, I love snow caps too. You see them at the dollar store sometimes. I never see them. They're not at Target. They're not at Walmart. They're not at $1.25 because it's not Dollar Tree anymore. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Yeah, the truffles are beautiful. Oh my gosh, the truffles are beautiful. I might have to go get them and show you. Hey, Jasmine, how are you? That's Joanne. Giving up sugar is so difficult. Stopping at 10 is good. Yeah, I mean, I don't eat a lot of sugar to begin with. I had pretty much kind of kicked that habit, when I was eating clean. I thought I was doing good eating clean, but apparently when you have to give up dairy and animal products, except maybe 3 times a week, and then you got to be gluten-free, and you try to eat as much raw stuff as possible, it is what it is. But I will admit, I've lost 6 pounds. So it's not so much for weight loss as it is just for medical stuff. Trying to get this cholesterol down. I'm trying to get off my reflux medicine. And also I'm having a uterus problem. I know that's all TMI, but it is what it is. This is what happens to you when you make 54, Hey, Halko, love when my kindred spirit comes to visit. When tofu is seasoned well and cooked properly is really good. Well, he did a good job, and we have a couple of recipes that we're going to try. But let me just explain something about plant-based cooking. It seems a little more complicated than regular cooking because you have a lot of ingredients that you have to get together to make everything pretty much from scratch. Because I'm really not supposed to eat a lot of processed stuff either. There's a tons of way to cook tofu. If done well, it can be really good. Yeah, you're the same one that you're saying exactly what Jennifer's saying. Tofu in the air fryer is the way to go. Chickpeas too. That's good to know. I've seen some recipes with chickpeas also. I'm great just on family vacation this week, reading lots by the pool. Lucky duck. Lucky duck. He loves veggie sloppy joes, spaghetti, I can't talk, spaghetti and tacos. They make a beef crumble, so it works for those. No meat. That's excellent. Do you know you can also they also sell tofu and crumbles. So we were thinking about possibly doing that, as well. Yes, Jennifer, I love tofu. I'm glad there's other tofu lovers out there. Snow caps were one of my favorites when I could eat chocolate no more. I know I got them, but it's going to be one of those things that I might eat once in a blue moon. I did also cheat at the 24-hour read and retreat. I did get peanut M&Ms, and I ate those, but that was the only other snack I did. The rest of the time, I ate watermelon, cantaloupe, I had grapes. I did fruits and veggies. So, Crystal, so glad you're here. Fixing spaghetti for dinner sounds yummy. Tofu fan here too, and I love snow caps. Yay! I'm loving that all of y'all like tofu too. I don't feel so alone. And I'm loving that people love snow caps. They're awesome. They're just like from childhood for me. I just love them. Whoop, I don't know why I'm there. Let's see. Why is it not coming up? Oh, my son has been a vegetarian since he was about 5. He started watching Chicken Run, freaked out, did not finish the movie, and never ate meat again. Yeah. I am supposed to be watching 4 documentaries about plant-based eating. I need to watch Forks Over Knives. I need to watch Game Changers, which has to do with athletes. And a friend of mine said that if I watch Game Changers, I will never want to eat meat again. There's also, I think it's called Plant Power Nation. And then there's another one. I have a list of them, but I have not had a chance to watch them yet. So we have to learn how to make our meals work for him. There are a few options. Yeah. It is, and I have to say, my husband has been awesome. He is trying very, very hard. He's supporting me 100%, and he's trying to help, along this journey as well. But I keep telling him, I'm like, you don't have the health concerns I have, so you can eat what you want to eat. I'm like, if I didn't have these issues, I would still want to eat the things I want to eat. And he wants to do animal rescue when he grows up. I think that's fantastic. Animal rescue is so wonderful. My son Andrew wanted to be a wildlife conservationist for a long time. And he does have his minor in biology and still is interested in wildlife conservation, but he really, really, really wanted to do a lot for that. I myself would love to be a rehabber for injured animals you find in the wild. I just don't know how I'd fit that into my schedule. I've seen Forks Over Knives. It's a really good documentary. Yeah. I need to watch it. I have the book. I have a book with recipes in it. Awesome, Jennifer. I really hope you enjoy it. Oh, I missed Jennifer's comment, so that's why it didn't make sense. I used my Libro credit to purchase The Boatman's Daughter today. I'm going to start listening to it tonight. That sounds good. And now that makes sense that Crystal's saying, I hope you enjoy it. Okay, let's go ahead and do another sprint. I think we're going to do 30-minute sprints tonight, if y'all don't mind, just so we can get a couple of more in. But I do know that Kelsey is going to be sprinting afterwards. She's going to be sprinting around 6:30. So, you'll also be able to do that if you want to sprint longer than what I'm going to be sprinting. So let's go ahead and set our kitty cat. And I'm really going to read this time. And let me share my screen. There we go. Okay, happy reading. We're back. Okay, how did everybody do? I read 54 pages. I'm loving it. I don't care for some of the characters that are kind of ugly and mean to Gloria's family. You know, they end up at this peach orchard and they're going to be picking fruit. But I didn't care for his attitude, one, towards the family, and two, towards the girls. Ugh, how times have changed. Okay, let me see where I left off, see how everybody is doing. But I am enjoying the book. The writing is wonderful. This is my first book by Skylar Shrimp. That's the one thing I have to say about when you join book clubs. You are introduced to a lot of new authors and books that you never would have heard of. Okay. I'm assuming that Joanne is responding. That's awesome about her son, but not about the movie, though. We still have not watched the movie, and it was 10 years ago. He did not like the way they treated the animals. He is autistic, so things tend to hit him harder than it would others. Yeah, that's understandable. And Joanne says, aw. Got to page 308, about 120 to go. Still love this book. That is awesome. I love hearing that. I love when you enjoy a book. Well, just want to let you know that this week's Would You Rather might be hard for some people to pick between. Would you rather pick flowers for a bouquet or pick veggies to make a salad? Inquiring minds want to know. That is our Would You Rather. Crystal says, finished dinner and got a tag video published. Excellent. What is the tag video about? Or can you tell? Or do I need to be surprised? Faye says she only read 6 pages this time. She got distracted. Ooh. What did you get distracted with? That would be good to know. For those of you in the chat, Faye has a BookTube channel. She's recently started, and I'm enjoying her videos. She is a little shy, and she's not on camera. I hope you don't mind me saying that, Faye, but she's doing a great job. And she just recently did her newbie book tag. And so you get to learn a little bit about Faye and what she wants to do with her channel. So you might want to check her out. So, Mary, you vacuumed and recorded. Did you record yourself vacuuming? Or what did you record? What are you recording? So Faye says that she would rather pick veggies for a salad. Mary said she would rather pick flowers. Crystal's for veggies. Amy's for veggies. Annie's for veggies. Wow. Oh, Faye got distracted by Twitter. Aw. Well, I am happy to give you a shout out. We have some fantastic creators in this chat. I'm just going to say we've got Crystal with Fiber Artsy. We got Mary with Booking Through Life. Amy at Amy Noel Reads. Mindy was here, and she's Mindy's Book Journey. So just a bunch of wonderful, wonderful creators here. And we have wonderful people here just in general. Katrina from Katrina Brown. And if you like different, Courtney with Tangible Reads. Who else is in here? I want to give everybody some love. Lindsay with Lindsay's Little Library. Melissa was here from Library Libraries and Labradors, I believe. Um, some of these people I just have met. Linda, the gamer gal. If you like gaming, Linda is the gal to check out. I have seen some of her streams. I loved when she was playing Oregon Trail. I just thought that was awesome. So we have some really excellent people in this. Yes, it's Libraries and Labradors is Melissa's channel. But there are a lot of wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people here who just show up, support, and make me happy. Always make me happy. I have to do a little hard thing. Always give me happiness boost. Kay Simmons says flowers for the center of the table and veggies for my plate. So you can't really pick one or the other, huh? Getting some love from Amy. I personally would be picking flowers for a bouquet. There's just something about having flowers in your home. It's not to say that I wouldn't go to like a farmer's market or produce department and pick some veggies, but I think I would do the flowers if I had to pick between the two. But veggie seems like the winner for our Would You Rather this week, which is quite interesting. I love hearing about everybody's thoughts on these Would You Rathers. So what else? Anybody have any plans for this weekend? I know for me, on Friday, I'm having lunch with a good friend of mine. We used to teach at the same school and we left our school at the same time, but we shared a classroom until Hurricane Ida destroyed part of the school and then we got separated. But I'm getting to have lunch with her. We have communicated through text throughout the year, but I literally have not seen her since we left school. So I'm excited about seeing my friend Julia. And then Saturday, my parents are coming up. My husband's going to actually help my dad change the oil in his truck. And we're going to try to maybe go to a farmer's market if it is not super hot. And then maybe possibly have lunch in Hammond, downtown Hammond. What about you? What are you planning on doing for the weekend? Any big plans? It would be nice to hear what y'all are up to. Of course, I'll be reading also because I have to try to finish the books that I'm in between and possibly try to squeeze in. I have another book that I want to read for Christmas Evil. I was supposed to read Boy's Life. There's no way it's going to happen because I didn't finish Fairy Tale, which I'm absolutely loving. It's a small book, and I can't think of what the name of it is, but it has something to do with Krampus, and it takes place during Christmas time. And I believe there's a dinner party, and the girl and her friends are telling ghost stories, and then something happens. The book's in my kitchen. That's why I can't remember what the title is. Amy says, working this weekend, unfortunately, but there are a bunch of Xmas, Evil, and July stuff going on, so that should be fun. Yes. I know that Kelsey is going to be showing some Christmas episodes. I think it's Pete and Pete, and also an episode from The Office. So I'm going to try to catch that as well. And if anybody's a Lost fan, she is hosting a watch party for the pilot of Lost, I believe tomorrow evening, which I'm planning on attending that as well. So I have already attended a watch party. I watched The Addams Family, which Kelly at Kelly Hooked on Books showed. And I also plan to watch those little episodes. The only thing that I may not get to before Christmas Evil is over with is the photo prompts. But I'm not saying I can't, but that's the only thing I haven't done so far. It's going to be so hot this weekend. I don't know if I'll do anything. Definitely not much outside. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I would love to take my mom and dad to the farmer's market in Hammond. They have it every Saturday, but depending on what time they get here, and of course they're going to want to, my husband and my dad are going to want to work on the oil, pretty early because it's going to be hot when they go out and do it. I'm just not sure if we can survive, shopping in the heat. I need to have a readathon weekend or I'll never finish my July TBR. Yeah, I think it would be after attending this reading retreat, I really thought it was a pretty awesome way to bring readers together and a good way to get some reading done, but also like kind of have some little fun in between sprints and that. It also would be a good thing to do a buddy read, for a weekend. If you could do a buddy read weekend. Personally, I've only done one buddy read, official buddy read, and that was with Mary, Booking Through Life. We read The Midnight Library, and I loved it. We had two fantastic discussions, and it got a book off my 23 for 2023 off my list. But I think you could probably do a buddy read kind of readathon. I just think it would be kind of neat, after attending the, BookTube Besties. I just think it's something to think about. So, Faye, maybe we could like have a little buddy readathon, and anybody else that wants to join in, that might be something that would be fun to do. And it's not necessarily we would have to read the same kind of book, or we could, or we read books and then we could all like talk about what we're reading. I mean, that's a possibility too. But I think that might be a great idea, having a little readathon weekend. But Christmas Evil is still going on. It is going on until July 31st. And the prompts are very flexible to where anything, pretty much can count for it. To me, readathons and reading events that have flexibility, it's all about the community for me. It's just all about the community. And Faye says, I'd love to. Yeah. So we may need to look at our calendar and see about doing that. And maybe some other people would like to participate. And, it might be kind of fun. And especially if you've got some books that you want to get, finished on your TBR, it would be helpful. My thing is, I know many people use audiobook. I'm just not an audiobook girl. It's hard for me to focus when I'm on audiobook. I miss most of what's going on. So a lot of my stuff has to do with reading with my eyes. So if I have to be in the car a lot, like I was last week, you end up losing a lot of time with that. Now, sometimes when we go places, my husband and I will bring a book and we'll chat some, but he's not like, offended if I'm trying to read a book. He's used to it. And then sometimes I even read to him, especially if I think it's something that he might be interested in. I'll read passages from the book and just like give him an opinion. I'm trying to think. One book I read was a romance. It had romance in it, and I would read him some of these passages out of it, and he got a kick out of that. But yeah, it might be kind of fun to do that. So I will keep that in mind, Faye, and get in touch with you, and we'll see what we can do about that. So I think we got everybody's answers who wanted to respond to, would you rather pick flowers for a bouquet or pick veggies for a salad? We're going to go ahead and do one more sprint for 30 minutes, and then we'll come back and chat and kind of wrap everything up. And it'll be a quick one this time, only because I know that Kelsey's sprinting for Christmas Evil, and not sure how long she's going to be doing that. I might even pop in if she's, pop on after my middle grade march and just see what everybody's up to over there. So let's do another 30 minutes. And let me share. Okay. There we go. Happy reading. Well, well, well. How did everyone do in that last sprint? I actually made it to page 122. I think I have about 180-ish pages maybe left. So I still have time. I still have about an hour that I can read. So I might possibly get through the book before the meeting. If not, I'll just have a little bit to go. So how did everybody else do? Let's see. Trying to catch up in chats. Mary said, sorry, my hub's called and I'm getting caught up with the chat. I recorded a Jane Austen July check-in, which I really wish I could have participated in Jane Austen July, but I did not. I did Summerween and then trying to do Christmas Evil, and then I had the reading retreat, so I didn't think I could fit in a Jane Austen book, even though I would love to. Amy said she's popping over to Kelsey's, and she said thanks for the sprints, and was wishing everyone a great night. And I pretty much told her thanks for hanging out. Joanne said, hi, Faye. Nice to meet you. What do you write? And of course, she thanked Amy for joining us. Joanne's so sweet. And I told Mary I need to catch up on her videos, not just Mary's videos. I have so many catch up. I need to do better about scheduling my time. It's just so many unexpected things come up and you're trying to juggle so very much. Mary said it's all Jane Austen this month. Don't feel like you have to watch it if it isn't your cup of tea. Well, it happens to be my cup of tea. Although I will admit, the only thing I've read by Jane Austen is her collaboration with Stephen. I always remember. Stephen. I can't remember. He's a Stephen, but he did Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. And I always forget his name. Let me see if I can see his name real quick. Aha. Stephen Graham Smith. It's Stephen Graham Smith. I always want to mess up with him and Stephen Graham Jones. Mary's hubs came home, so she said, catch you later. So I hope Mary has a good night with her hubby. I thanked her for hanging out. Joanne wanted to know what her, oh yes, I miss Faye. I'm sorry, Faye. She told Joanne, hello. At the moment, I'm only writing essays. Oh, excuse me. Sadly, I'm getting an English degree. Well, that's not sadly. I think that's great. I have a minor in English. My major was drama and communications. And then, of course, I went back and got my teaching certificate. So then Joanne says, cool. What concentration are you getting your English degree in? And Faye said English and French literature. And I know by watching Faye's channel, she does try to read a book in French. And I want to tell you, Faye, that my youngest son, Andrew, went to France last year for study abroad. He went to Montpellier, and he brought me back The Little Prince in French. And he tries to read some literature in French as well. He had a great time. Joanne thinks that sounds interesting, wanting to know when you graduate. Faye should graduate next summer, knock on wood. I have some health setbacks, but taking the summer off to relax and read for fun is helping. Excellent. And you're getting congratulations. Liz says, just got back from walking my dog and I'm about a chapter into my grandmother asked me to tell you she's sorry. Not loving it yet, but fingers crossed. Maybe it'll get better, especially if you just, started it. I'm glad you were able to walk your puppy dog. And then Faye said she switched to Children of Dune and read a few chapters. I would love, is this part of the Dune series? I would love to read Dune. I have never seen the Dune movies, the original or the one with Timothée Chalamet, but I'm going to say the Timothée Chalamet movies look so awesome. It's just something I think I would love to read. Jennifer says, I showered and finished reading Loot. I'm now hoping to finish The Nothing Man tonight. Oh, I hope you do. And what an awesome accomplishment to finish reading a book. You always just have like this sense of accomplishment. But then, unless you have something that you know you're going to read right away, it's like, what do you read next? It's always a dilemma. No reading. This is Crystal, but did some of my Duolingo lessons. Duolingo. Are you doing Japanese or are you doing Korean? I would love to know. I still have to, Crystal, I feel badly. I still need to look at your vlog on that. It looks so good. Jacqueline made some good progress in Emma by Jane Austen. It's my only participation for Jane Austen July. Well, you're doing better than me because I did not do anything for Jane Austen and I really wanted to. I need to figure out a way to, even if I just read a book for stuff, that's what I've got to get better at. But you know, this is my first year really doing BookTube. My first video that I put out was in August, the end of October. And so I'm learning what's happening each month and, you know, what I'm creating. So I really, really should be writing down what's taking place because I missed, you know, the Home on the Range in June. I'm missing Jane Austen in July. But there's just so many great reading events out there, and I want to do all of them. I have a copy of Emma and a beautiful copy that I got at the Friends of the Library sale months and months ago. So it will definitely be one that I want to dive into. Faye says, I'm in the middle of Emma too. That's awesome. Yay for English degrees. I got a secondary education and English degree. I teach sophomore ELA at my hometown high school. That is awesome. I would love to know, Jacqueline, what kind of books do you teach your students, you know, for sophomore English? That would be great. Korean, I made my 30-day streak today and I'm really having a good time with it. Oh, I think that's wonderful. I knew that you do love like Korean shows and movies. So I wasn't really sure if it was Korean or, you know, Japanese. Children of Dune is third in the Dune series. I'm trying to read one a month through the summer. I love the books, but I haven't seen the movies yet either. Yeah, I know that the one that we saw at the movie theater, I'm trying to think what my husband and I went to go see during the summertime. We went to go, oh, I know what it was. I think it was John Wick. When we went to go see John Wick, they showed previews for it, and it just aesthetically, you know, just looked beautiful. And I love movies too. I mean, as much as I love to read, I do love movies. I love good quality television. But you know, it's all a balance. It's really so sad that everything that you love to do, you have to pick and choose because you only have a limited amount of time. And I had to read Austen's Mansfield Park for grad school a couple of terms ago. How was it? Did you like it? Is it worth reading? My thing is, honestly, you Jane Austen aficionados, where should I start with Jane Austen? I'm always curious about that because, you know, like I said, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies is my only Jane Austen that I've read. What should I start with? What do you think? Liz says, I wish there was a list of all reading events. I always find out about them after the fact. I'm the same way. There is a booktuber. Let me look her up. Her name is Paige. And she doesn't release the monthly video way in advance, but she does it in a way that you can see it. But what I was thinking of is, since I subscribe to her channel, maybe I could look ahead and see if any of these things for next time around. Let me see what her name is. It's called Pages with Paige, and she will, release a video of all the different readathons that are out there, and I find it very helpful. Like, for example, she had 3 weeks ago readathons happening in July, and she will break it down, like ones that are like a weekend, that are a week, and throughout the entire month. And I was really excited because she included my Folklore February as well as my Zombie-thon readathon. So I was really excited about that. But I think what I may end up doing is maybe going back through and looking, because you can see all of those readathons in her description box. But it would be nice to have like a running, maybe I could create a list and then we could share that. Because I'm always a day late and a dollar short. That's my problem. I'm a day late and dollar short. I don't hear about stuff. And this is my, first year. And, I'm going to pat myself on the back for doing what I can. But I don't know. We need to figure it out, Liz. I teach Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury, The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak, and Julius Caesar by Shakespeare. Okay, well, Fahrenheit 451 I did not read, but I want to. If I'm not mistaken, weren't you describing that at the retreat? Because if so, I remember. Now, Book Thief, I have read, and I absolutely love that book, even though it made me cry. The movie made me cry as well, but it was beautifully written. Loved it. And I have never read Julius Caesar. My son Andrew got to read Julius Caesar, but I did not get to read it. So that's one I need to read. So I'm glad that you're saying this. Let me write this down. I need to do Fahrenheit 451. I hate to admit this. The only thing I've read by Ray Bradbury has been The Halloween Tree, which I absolutely adored. I've read The Book Thief, but now I have to put Julius Caesar. Yeah. Thanks, Jacqueline, because I'm going to check that out. Crystal says Dune is great. I was always so intimidated by it, but when I finally read it, I really loved it. Well, that's good to know. Sometimes when you're reading, well, this is my experience. Sometimes when you're reading something in a world where it's all made up, it's the names, and if there's a language and, some kind of technology or lack of, it is intimidating for sure. Faye says, oh my God, can I take your class, Jacqueline? Last year, I led a book club with one of my classes, and we did The Help by Catherine Stockett. That is a fantastic book. And I have to say, the movie is pretty fantastic as well. How did they react? I'd love to know how they reacted to it, because it's so, the time period, there's so much you can do with the time period. I liked it okay. It was not my favorite. Okay, so what you're saying, Jennifer, is that's probably not where I should start with Jane Austen. I've only read Pride and Prejudice so far. And what would you say, Crystal? Is it a good starting point? I mean, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies is pretty much Pride and Prejudice, and then the zombies are mixed into it. So it is the story, but should I start with that since I already have some connection with it? That would be good to know. This coming year, I will have an elective called Film and Literature, and I plan to teach Divergent and Hamlet for sure. I'm still working on planning the rest of the year. That sounds fascinating. I loved Divergent, and Hamlet is one of my favorite Shakespearean plays, even though I haven't read it in quite a while, probably since high school. Awesome. I'll check her channel out. Yeah, I would and if you need the name, I can always email you if you didn't catch the name, but she's pretty good about anything she can see, and she'll tell you that this is what I've seen for the month. And I found it helpful just to kind of see what is out there. It also kind of helped because I didn't see anybody else doing my two readathons that I did. Yes, I shared about Fahrenheit during retreat. I am really passionate about the book. Yes, okay, now I'm remembering because you were trying to convince Krista that she needed to read it, and you sold me on it. I was like, I've got to read this book because I just think I would really enjoy it. I mean, I really have to read more Ray Bradbury just in general. Like I said, I've only had the Halloween Tree. Kay Simmons says, didn't get to read that sprint, had an event on my game. Okay, sounds good. If you like ancient Rome, Caesar is a good play to get you into Shakespeare. It is based on historical people and events. Yeah, I remember when my son Andrew read it in high school, he actually had to be Julius Caesar in the play. And I just remember him saying how he had to be stabbed and all this stuff. And there are quotes, of course, then you have the Ides of March. And, so I have references to it. Even when you read The Watsons Go to Birmingham, there is reference to Julius Caesar in that. There's some allusion. For the help, they really loved it. I had 27 kids in the class. That's awesome. And none of them complained. They did a great job with discussion and getting to the historical context. I think it's very important, especially kids of today. They really don't have a clue of what time was like back during like Jim Crow. I taught 8th grade language arts, and I taught both Anne Frank, the play for Anne Frank, just to kind of segue into civil rights. We did a whole activity about the pyramid of hate and how there's levels to that pyramid to where it gets to the point that you have genocide. And that kind of led into Martin Luther King's speech. And then I went into The Watsons Go to Birmingham. I love that book. It's one of my favorite books to teach, and I love reading it. And it really goes into what happened in Birmingham during that time. Spike Lee does a documentary called The Four Little Girls, and it is about the bombing at the church. And there is mention of the bombing in the Watsons Go to Birmingham. That's very powerful. In fact, that is one place I would like to visit. I would like to visit the monument to those girls, but just very powerful and really interesting, because that time period is just so sad to me. Got to scoot and get the kiddo to bed. Nice chatting with y'all. Have a good rest of the week, everyone. I know you probably already gone, Crystal. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate you being here. Hopefully see you soon. We do a summer program for my son that we call Comparative Film. We read a book, if available, then we watch the movie, and then sequels and remakes. That sounds fun. I like that. He likes the black and white movies sometimes better than the newer ones. Yeah, that is pretty cool. Psycho would be good for film and lit class. Yeah. There's a lot going on in Psycho for sure. Adding Watsons Go to Birmingham to my Goodreads now. Yeah, I love the Watsons so much. Christopher Paul Curtis, he's such a wonderful writer. And it's just one of my favorite books. It really is. And I would definitely check out the documentary by Spike Lee. What I would do is I would show that documentary, and we would read the story so they would have contacts. Even Joan Baez, the folk singer, wrote a song about that incident, and I would share that with my class as well. but I would have my students reflect and write upon, their feelings with that. And I was very surprised sometimes of, because there's a lot of footage in that documentary of what Birmingham was like at that time. The governor was extremely racist, and the things that the town had to go through, and what the young people, there were a lot of young people, and Martin Luther King actually felt responsible for that bombing. And obviously, it was not his fault. It was, just because he was trying to go in there and make change. But yeah, it's wonderful. And it starts off in Flint, Michigan, and then they travel, to Birmingham to visit the grandmother, and it's because of one of the children. But yeah, I would totally check it out. It is middle grade and it's historical fiction. So it's wonderful. But this has been wonderful. I am so excited that I was able to sprint today and get back on track because I've missed everyone. I'm excited to have, some new peeps in the chat. And I am planning to be back next week. I probably will be sprinting a little bit later. I've been trying to do 3:30, but it may be more like 5:30ish because I do have to take my mom to the doctor, and she lives about an hour away, and her appointment's at 3 o'clock. So I think what I'm going to try to do is try to get her in there earlier. And if we're there early, maybe we could be seen earlier. And then, I'll be able to sprint because I love hanging out. We always try to find the oldest version first. Some have been forgotten about, like Pride and Prejudice and The Secret Garden, that are actually better than the newer versions. Some have lots of remakes. Yeah, I find sometimes the original versions of films are just better quality. And I also, and this is just me, I am not one that likes steamy scenes. And sometimes I feel like remakes kind of take liberties where they like to squeeze stuff in and have their interpretation. And I don't always like that at all, you know. Um, Hope the doctor goes fast. Yes, because nothing is worse when you go to a doctor's appointment and you got to wait forever for them, and then you're stuck there. But I have a feeling I will be, doing it a little bit later. But hopefully y'all will be willing to hang out just for a couple of hours. I don't have any book clubs in the evening after that, so I won't have to scoot, quite as early. Thank you for attending sprints, Liz. I appreciate you so much. I will enjoy my book club tonight. We're going to talk about this cute middle grade book. Let me just say this. When you read a book that takes place back in the day when girls and women are not treated the way they needed to be treated, it just makes me, there's a couple of scenes. The mom says something, and the banker says, "Oh, since when do you let your wife speak up for you?" And then there's another scene where this little girl, Gloria, wants to play baseball, and she's good. And the boys are like, "We can't have a skirt on our team." It's like, what the heck? Like, what is that mentality? I don't like that. Thanks for sprints from Kay Simmons. Bye, everyone. Thanks for sprints. Thank you, Kay Simmons. Thank you, Linda, for being here. Thanks, Jennifer. I will enjoy book club tonight. I've never read Psycho, Faye, but I know we have novels in my ELA storage. Maybe I'll go grab one and check it out. I do also have a bachelor's in psychology. Awesome. Psychology in English, which would be cool to share in class. Oh, yeah, definitely. Thanks for the sprints from Joanne. And Faye's saying, awesome. This is to you, Jacqueline. It's a great book to deep dive into. And that sounds wonderful. So, everyone, you know what to do. Y'all all need to stay amazing, and you need to be adventurous. And y'all have a wonderful, wonderful evening or morning, depending on where you are in the world. And read something good, watch something good, and have a fantastic weekend. And I'm going to catch y'all the next time around for sure. Thank you for attending, Faye. Just telling everybody bye. Oh, and Kay Simmons says, boop the like. Yeah, if you could boop my like, that would be awesome. I really, really, really 100% appreciate all of y'all. Y'all make my day. So until I pass across again, you know what to do. I'll see you soon.